Hell yeah.
Look at this.
Damn, son.
So I did that one because this is the one we have,
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
right? Do you like that one?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
That's kind of
Look, here's
annoying.
mine.
Damn, son.
Right?
I feel like we overuse the low voice.
Why?
I don't know. Seems like a go-to.
Yeah,
All right.
kind of
No,
the point.
I like it.
Think we overuse that? Angry cat?
No, I hate it.
Angry cat in the alley?
Stop it.
It's like, hey, can someone get that cat? Yo, that cat outside. Can someone just get that cat real quick? Let me take care of this cat real quick. I'm gonna get this cat, and then we'll start the show. Okay.
Is he in heat? Haven't
The
is he
cat.
trying to
Okay.
have sex?
Yeah, I think it went away. Oh, there it is.
Wow.
Came back.
God damn it.
What's up, cat? Can someone get that damn cat outside? Tony,
Yeah.
where you at?
I don't see the cat. Where
Where
is
the
it?
hell's Jesse? Needs to get this cat.
Jesse.
Don't we all?
I'm gonna run one more by you.
More?
Okay, so two peanuts walk into a bar, and one was assaulted.
And now, another empty rant with
Tony. Randall?
Uncle Jesse.
Jeremy.
And Miguel.
this moment brought to you by Empty Rant. Empty Rant.
So the show says empty rat, and then it says this moment, which is empty rat. This moment brought to you by empty rat, and then it says empty rat again.
It's all inclusive.
Okay.
It's all in the mix. So we welcome you back, and if anything has taught us anything, it's the first 5 minutes that are critical to grab the audience's attention
Oh,
and to make
shit.
sure that they stay on here.
Oh well, before you go, the show's about to get better because I'm sure people will come later on in the show. But right now it's just me and Miguel.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? You and I can
Oh.
hold a legitimate conversation together, I think. I would like to think. You know, I was reading this thing about astrology. What's your sign, Tony?
It's fucking astrology. Yeah, it's like Gemini.
What, you don't like astrology?
It's just annoying, but yeah, I guess it's cute. I don't know.
Horoscope. Free horoscope. Okay, you said you're a Gemini, right? Now,
Yeah,
Gemini is the
yeah.
one with the two people in it?
Everybody's tuning out right now. Who likes horoscopes?
I guess no. Well, you know what I read was that
Go on.
all horoscope readings are incorrect. Do you know why?
Tell me why.
Because due to the gravitational pull and between the moon and the Earth, there's this thing called the wobble effect. And the wobble effect actually shifts the Earth. It shifts the Earth in a way that the stars that were aligned for the astrology readings are not correctly aligned anymore. So the astrology calendar hasn't been corrected in years, hundreds of years. And so when you go and look through the newspaper and you get your reading, like, you're a Gemini, you have a tremendous amount of drive and enthusiasm to help move forward in your projects. Look at that. But see, I feel like it's just overall just good message. Yeah. I gotta stop drinking so much.
Oh, come on, this is your first beer.
Okay, but you see what I'm saying? That I could apply that to my life if you're just relating to it because you've been told you're a Gemini this whole time.
You only see the things that you like, and then the other things that don't attribute to yourself. You're like, oh well, so it's not 100%, but yeah, it's mostly true most of the time.
But that applies to
Horoscopes
everybody.
are true.
That applies to everybody. Like, that could apply to me and be like, yeah, I have a major project coming up, and nice, I'll have a tremendous amount of drive and enthusiasm to put towards it.
I have a job interview coming up. Yeah, I'm really enthused.
And that's for Gemini. So I'm a Taurus.
All right.
Taurus is the one with the horns.
Okay, that's kind of badass. It's a little better than twins.
Yeah. So there's an explosive quality about the day.
Fuck yeah.
What does that mean?
My day was quite explosive.
Yeah, but mine saying there's an explosive quality about the day, it could mean that someone's gonna come bomb the place I work at.
Oh, that's awful. Why would they say that?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying you could apply it that way.
Who writes these things?
Someone's writing this bullshit all day, and then I found this
And
daily tarot card reader.
Oh.
Look at this. I'm gonna get my reading here. So I dealt my cards. I have love, touchstone, and career. And then for love, I got death. For touchstone, I got the fool. And for career, I got justice. What does that mean?
Wow. What does that mean?
Have you ever been to
Love,
New Orleans?
Well, love, death is like bad.
Have you ever been to
already.
New Orleans?
No, I haven't.
If you ever go to New Orleans and you go to the French Quarter, there are like I wouldn't say by the tens to there's about 50 different tarot card readers out there in the French Quarter, and you can just walk
Damn.
around it and you can get your reading at any point. Laura doesn't like me to go get my like palm read
Mhm.
or the tarot card reading. She says it'll put a hex on me, and then it'll affect my future ancestors. It'll affect my kids.
It's that voodoo.
So
That
don't know.
voodoo will get you.
yeah, she's all about that voodoo. She thinks the voodoo will attack me or something. I don't know.
Beware the voodoo.
Voodoo.
Um,
Voodoo
Yeah.
like you kudu.
I've always wondered, like, I think one of my girlfriend's friend was like, yeah, I went
I
from
mean, you
my
said one of your girlfriends, so I know Mariam.
No.
Who's the other one?
my girlfriend's,
Which girlfriend?
my one girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
One of her friends
Sister wives.
was
Got it.
like, yeah, I had my, like, I don't know, maybe annual card reading or I mean, what do you call them when they're not card readers? I don't know, just psychic.
Annual
reading.
psychic
yeah,
reading?
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, she's like really into it.
So somebody
And
goes
she was
and
like,
gets that done.
I have to tell you what my psychic told me. I was like, oh, like, what if my girlfriend was really into that and like really believed that shit? Like, I don't know if I could.
What's funny is that I mean, celebrities have a like psychic on call before they make some major decision or they accept a role or something like that. They usually call their psychic. I've heard a few podcasts where the celebrity psychic talks about like how you talk and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Hey, is Jesse here? Jesse, you here?
We have
Hey,
Jesse
yo.
page with Jesse, and he's just
Jesse
joined.
with the last page with Jesse.
Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, Jesse?
What's going on? Psychics.
Late tonight. Appreciate it.
Hey,
What?
Don't, yeah,
Don't give a
he's
shit.
here on time, you know. No big problem. No,
Okay. Well, no, it's 10:07. We had 5 minutes to grab the audience's attention. We were 2 minutes past it, and then Jesse shows up.
No, I've been here. I heard that whole conversation.
yeah.
What's your horoscope?
I think I'm a Pisces.
Oh,
Let
me see. According to Pisces, you will encounter late moments all day. That makes sense.
Dude.
You were late here.
Oh shit. Dude,
Huh.
I think it's real.
That's crazy.
No, Jesse, we started a little early. We had Randall at the beginning for like 5 minutes, but he had to leave.
He's on a dinner date. Apparently, he has big plans with big folks.
Spaghetti.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna get the spaghetti plate.
How are you? So you're in San Angelo right now.
Yeah. And when are you going to be here, Miguel?
I'm gonna head out there this weekend.
Nice.
I'm gonna go see the boat races.
Oh.
Oh, that's why you're coming.
I'm gonna be out there for the boat races. Yeah, I'm not going. Are there really boat races this weekend?
Is there?
Oh, I don't know. They do it. No, it's not. It's
Oh,
not
that's
until like the summer.
No.
Wait,
I'm
is there water? I have no idea. Is there water in San
Yeah,
Angelo?
I mean, there's a lake.
It's a lake.
Small lake.
Lake San Angelo?
No, it's called Lake Nasworthy, but they actually refer to it as Lake Nasty Water because it is really gross water. You know, there's actually a time that it was a high E. coli count because the septic tanks around Lake Nasworthy were cracked and they were leaking into the lake. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
there is a fun fact for you. So what's
But
up with Cruz? What do you know about Ted Cruz, bro?
what do I know about Ted Cruz?
Yeah.
Not much, I could say, as a fellow Texan.
Well, he's one of the first persons we know that are going to be running for, or trying to run for president, right? He's a nominee.
Yeah.
He's been-
That's, I mean, I can't put my finger on anything that I could,
So his
speak on
name-
behalf of.
His name is Rafael Edward Cruz. That's his real name.
Raphael?
Rafael.
Raphael.
Rafael. Like the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
He might be a Ninja Turtle.
He's my favorite Ninja Turtle.
So Rafael Edward Cruz, and
I
from there he
might-
got. But how do
might
you
vote
get
for
Ted?
him.
How do you get Ted from that? Isn't Ted Theodore?
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that? So he's just like, oh, I'm gonna go by Ted.
So I mean, Texas candidates tend to be pretty popular. Obviously, he's Republican. Is that right?
Fucking crazy.
What? So, is he like the new? What
He's
was
the new
his
Rick
name?
Perry.
Okay. Wait, he's from Texas.
Yeah.
He was. Well, okay.
What's wrong? You look
No,
very
like,
confused right now.
is
What's
he
going on?
part on the Senate or like is he a senator?
So, I believe it's a representative, but you know what? Let's look it up. I mean, we should
So
know these
why
things.
why
We're
are we talking
Americans.
about him? Because he's
Well, he's the
he
first
has-
president candidate for 2016.
oh,
That's a big thing.
that's right.
The next president, Tony. Barack Obama was the last president. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes,
Okay.
I know that. But so I hear a lot of crazy things coming from
He's
Texas.
a U.S. senator for Texas.
Okay.
There we go. But
He
we'll
does seem a little bit crazy.
his dad is from Cuba. His dad immigrated to the U.S. In order to get away from the revolution against Batista out there. So he immigrates over here, gets with a lady from Delaware.
Dave
and they-
Bautista?
To Conde. What is it? Canada?
Canada? Canada?
So they relocate to Canada for work, and that's where Ted Cruz is born. And now there's this somewhat like kind of controversy or questioning of if he's an actual naturally born citizen, because you have to be if you're gonna run for president.
Right.
But he's never identified as Canadian. He was born in Canada, so there's some people challenging that right now.
So,
I mean,
so
what's
a fake birth certificate for Obama, and now we have a Canadian American president.
Well, that's kind of what they're gonna try and do. So it's the same situation, but you know what? I feel like there won't be as much of an outcry for Ted Cruz's birth certificate, purely based on skin
Race.
color.
And he's Republican.
And he's
so
Republican. Yeah.
Democrats won't be all.
He doesn't have a whack ass name like Barack. You know what I mean? What is that? Barracks, right? Who's that guy?
And if anything, it'll be Democrats like retaliating to all the shit Barack Obama got about his birth certificate. They'll just be like, oh, well, like they'll take opportunity to keep demanding for his birth certificate.
Yeah.
But,
Whatever.
it's this constant cycle.
Yeah.
Uh,
Blah.
but I hear he says some crazy shit. I came across a website just like crazy shit he said.
He said something about a cow made of butter. He's like, my kids would love butter. I like butter. Butter for Texas, butter for the U.S. I'm just. It's like, you know what
Is
else
butter a carb?
raising controversy in Texas are the Confederate flag license plates. So you got a bunch of Southerners that want to put the Confederate flag on their license plate, and it's in court right now. But I mean, just to make a big deal about basically novelty license plate, use a regular fucking license plate.
What?
License plates.
Why are you talking about license plate?
Because we were talking about Texas because of Ted Cruz, and there's a controversy right now between putting Confederate flags on your license plate. You know how you get those, like you can get Batman on yours if you pay a price or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But the argument there is that if we basically
Wait, like the back, like, what do you mean? Like the
actual license plate.
like the rectangle shape in the flag, and then the letters over it?
No, it's actually just a small flag somewhere on the license plate.
But I mean, can't you buy like those little license plate holders that have like the shit around it?
Yeah, I think so.
I've seen those before, and they have like Confederate crap all over them.
It's gonna be like on the actual license plate. Like it's gonna be like something official.
It's just stupid.
You can put a Confederate flag. What stops someone from putting like a swastika? You know, because they're arguing free speech and they should be allowed to put whatever they want. So what's keeping me from putting a swastika on mine?
I mean, that's fine, but I mean, that's why, like I said, I mean, that's why they have those little license plate holders. If you want to put stupid stuff to personalize your car, that's what those are for. I mean, the license plates don't need to be touched, in my opinion.
Do they make license plate holders with like little swastikas all around it?
I'm sure they do. Well, I mean, it just depends because I own stuff that has like swastikas on it, but it's not Nazi swastika stuff.
You want to talk more about that, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean it's a Native American symbol for good luck. I mean,
Okay.
it's really common in the tattoo community. A lot of people have swastikas tattooed on them, and they're not Nazis. So what's
Right?
that?
Propel forward. That's its original meaning. That's how Adolf Hitler brought it as Germany. In order for Germany to propel forward, it's propellers.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it all. I mean, there's depending on if it's on its axle, etc. But it's also a popular symbol in like the Japanese, like traditional Japanese tattoos, irezumi. So a lot of
What does it mean though? Does it have another meaning?
no, I mean it's not. Well, I don't know the exact meaning per, I guess country, but yeah, I mean it's a universally like good fortune or like good luck symbol. But I mean it has its specific variations per per location.
There you go, Tony. You can get those swastikas put on your car. I was asking for Tony.
I'd rather not.
I mean it's a difficult subject because I mean it's hard to explain to somebody because I've been tempted to get a swastika tattooed on me, but I have a lot of Japanese traditional like tattoos, so it wouldn't be uncommon for me to, but it'd be difficult to explain to somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about, what the swastika means.
When you first see it, you think, oh, good fortune, like.
I do. I understand you don't, but I'm exposed to it more, in a different fashion than probably the two of you are. So, amongst my tattoo friends, like that's how we see it. And I mean, we can't make other people see it how we do, but I feel like the only way for us to, I guess, bring back the positivity that surrounds the symbol is by exposing it. So if we
campaign, Jesse, bring back the swastika.
I mean, it's a thing. I mean, like I said, I dig it. I mean, it's a cool symbol. I like it.
I like symbolism in general. Like overall, I love studying symbolism and how it's represented just all over the world. And one thing that the symbol I like trying to find everywhere is a Templar symbol, which is it's a cross, but has the exaggerated. It like flares out.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? It flares out and comes in, flares out.
Yeah.
When you see that symbol represented in different areas around the country, I think, or even the world, the symbolism is a big thing. You see everything.
It's I don't know. You heard about like magic, like
Whoa,
symbol magic?
magic.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Like you kind of you want something to happen, so you kind of make a symbol for it, and you focus on that simple symbol, and it kind of affects your subconscious to make decisions to go out for that goal.
Oh.
I heard about it like let's say you write a sentence, like let's say I want a new job, and then you take I don't know, I heard it was Grant Morrison who gave a speech on this, but
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it was at some like weird hippie dark cult magic convention.
Have you practiced this? Because you're seeking a job. Have you?
I haven't done it for a job.
Did you do it for a girlfriend?
I might have.
Whoa. Here we go. Here we go. Wow.
So yeah, you write out a sentence, you take out the vowels and take out repeated letters, and then with those just the remaining letters you form a symbol, like combine them into a symbol somehow. You just think about that symbol to where it's kind of almost imprinted in your subconscious, and then so kind of your reality kind of shifts towards that goal.
I think that's a form of like positive thinking.
Yeah,
I think
in a way.
the same thing is
It's like
meditation.
or it's like the astrology readings you were reading earlier. If you wake up and you read something like that, like you're gonna find something throughout your day to relate back to the reading. So I mean, it's just it's all part part of your conscious.
There's a mosquito here.
There's-
Lada, did you get bit? I'm getting bit all behind my leg. Look at that. Look at that guy right there.
Mosquitoes. Imagine the existence of mosquito. He just sees skin and he's like, oh, let me feed parasite to Miguel's.
You know, we were
fleshy
speaking about
tissue.
how Jesse and I were talking about symbiotic relationships and how our friendship is at times parasitic, but also other times it could be mutualistic. So you were speaking about, there's also commensalistic or commensalism, and what's the other one? What's the other one? I don't know what the other one is. Commensalism is where two organisms live together, but neither one benefits nor is negatively affected. Parasitic one, mutualistic both benefit. There's another one. I can't think of it. Doesn't matter. Hey, so Lauren said she was gonna sit out. Maybe she'll join us next week. Sorry to disappoint, Jesse. Maybe
Oh, okay.
you'll get to hash out your beef about the Batgirl cover.
No, I think I'm gonna see if she wants to join me on one of the last page episodes, because I only picked up one book this week, so I really don't have much to say. So I was gonna see if maybe she could help me out with this episode this week.
Last page, man. I listened back to when you were talking about the comic book grading, and I saw that part where they're talking in the song, and it kind of overlaps with what you're saying. But I just like that intro. I used a different intro, kind of. It's kind of like really like in it to win it.
The music choice, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was okay.
Apparently, Miguel's been inspired by last page. He's been picking up Spawn.
Yeah.
Well, have you read it? You can borrow it if you want.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll borrow it.
I was telling Jesse, I was like, yeah, so I read it. If you want to give this away in your show, that's cool, because I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, give it to me.
He's like, you don't want to keep it? I was like, I mean, I already read it, so it's like, after I read the funnies in the Sunday newspapers, it's like, cool.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to pick that one up, so I'd be glad to borrow it, and you could give it away if you want.
Yeah, I mean, you can kill it. He's gonna raffle it off in the next show, and it'll be like the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, but instead of that gray sweatshirt.
Oh, so do I rub my?
No, don't.
Oh, okay.
In case.
Oh yeah, we never did that either, huh? The
Sweatshirt?
sweatshirt idea. Yeah.
No one sent in their results to us. Whatever. What are you gonna do, right? You know what this show reminds me of right now, guys? This reminds me of episode 2. I actually went back and listened to some earlier episodes of Empty Rant, and our recording style was kind of low grade. If y'all listen back to those.
Really?
Yeah.
I
But,
haven't listened.
This is how episode 2 was. It was the 3 of us, and we were talking about a robot. I don't know if y'all remember the Japanese robot that was trying to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Ended up
Oh
falling.
yeah.
Dude, speaking of that, I was like yesterday. I was looking up robots, just like real awesome DARPA robots. It like had arms, and it was bracing himself against the wall, and then traveling over like a gap, like with his feet against the corners of the wall, and then he like jumped over.
Oh,
the
so he's able
hole.
to shimmy between like 2 walls?
Yeah,
Close
yeah.
quarters? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was,
Oh, is that a video?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that video.
It was-
That's pretty
That's
tight. I just
insane.
bought a Bose Bluetooth speaker, mint. It's the color mint.
Okay. Okay.
It's really nice. I don't know. We were talking about robots, and I feel
Oh.
like that's my robot.
That's your,
Yeah, robots, not Autobots. I mean, we're not talking about like transforming speakers or anything.
I don't know.
It,
It's
oh,
related.
do Bose transform?
That'd be
into-
cool. I don't know, but
It follows you up the
if
stairs.
y'all have never owned a Bose, it is a pretty awesome quality speaker. This speaker right here is pretty dope,
Oh.
and it's the colored ones. I feel uncomfortable saying
Colored?
that. Is that weird? Right? It's the colored ones, if you know what I mean. They work better. They sound louder.
It's
They're
the,
stronger, taller,
green.
darker.
It's the green American. Wait, no, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't don't know what you're trying to go into, man.
Uh,
So I have written down, let me see, Ted Cruz, astrology. I was going to look at some of these poll results from our website, which is a good plug. Tony, you want to talk about our website?
Yes, we have a website. Guess what it's called? It's called emptyrant.com. It's beautifully designed by our own Miguel here, and that's where we want everybody to visit to listen to the show. So all the links we shoot out will be from the website, and you could you could go there and listen to it live. All of our shows will be there live. Of course, we have all our shows there. We have Last Page with Jesse and Unheard, which is Miguel's podcast about social
I
injustices.
feel like it's the NPR of Empty Rant.
There you go.
We have Jesse who talks about comic books. It's more subject specified, and then we have Unheard, which kind of talks about more of a political atmosphere. I did want to read our latest blog entry, which was submitted by somebody. It goes, "Dear Empty Rant, I want to be like Tony, mediocre, with a low opinion of myself, easily able to flee reality by jumping into the world of Star Wars or Godzilla or whatever. Will you help me get there? Sincerely, feeling lost like the popular TV show." And I wrote back to Lost Boy, and I said, yes, warmest regards, Empty Rant. How do you feel about this?
I have one really big problem with this response here. He did not capitalize my name, Tony.
Okay.
That
okay.
It's a little disrespectful. I think you should capitalize. Otherwise, appreciate you
Future listeners or listeners
reaching
right
out
now, I
and-
mean, if you could please use proper grammar, pronunciation, and word structure, or sentence structure.
The sentence structure doesn't matter. It's just
Okay.
capital. It's just
Okay. Just capitalize
capital.
your name.
Yeah. Just put it-
Nothing else. Nothing else.
nothing
Okay.
else. Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, we don't know who this boy is.
no, we don't.
I'm guessing it's Randall.
We don't know. But we did.
Yeah, that was my guess.
We had a few polls. Let's see. Our last poll was, should Ted Cruz run for president? And let me see what the results read out here. Oh, wow. It said 60% said yes, 20% said no, and 20% said other. So that's interesting.
Mhm.
My favorite poll this week was about Jurassic Park.
Mhm.
And I was
New movie coming up.
I was made aware that apparently I put the wrong where'd the poll? Well, it looks like it disappeared.
This is our first poll. Miguel's kind of new at this, but he, in his ignorance, he decided to make 3 options for the poll. Tyrannosaurus Rex, out of nowhere, the dead Triceratops with food poisoning. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know.
was
They're
wrong
just
with-
digging her shit.
Yeah, he's just digging his shit. And then Newman. But
That was the option.
those were the options. And how could you even mention Jurassic Park without paying tribute to the best dinosaur of all time, the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park?
Look, I
Were
get
by
what
far
you're
the
saying.
coolest dinosaur in all film history.
Yeah, no, I get that. And the thing is, if I put that as an option, everybody would go for the Velociraptor, okay? And I needed to remove that variable to get a better normality of results is what I was going for. And so by removing the Velociraptor, we were able to see basically where society leans. Are they more towards the Triceratops? Do they view the fat guy as a dinosaur? Or is everyone going back to the classic T-Rex? You know?
So what is? I only know him as Newman too. What is his real name, or what is his name in Jurassic Park?
Was that good, right?
I'm gonna call him Newman in everything he's in, but
Jurassic
I don't know.
Park. I'm just gonna write Newman.
I don't
actually.
know, Larry?
Jurassic Park Newman.
Dennis Nedry.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
But that's his real name. What's the character's name?
Oh.
I think he's just known as Newman.
Oh wait, Dennis is his name in the movie.
we don't.
We don't actually know his real name.
We don't know his real name. He might not.
IMDb it.
Oh yeah, I remember him saying Dennis a lot.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson. That's fucking Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Denied.
He's the
Magic word.
boss.
Uh-uh.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it! Take this hacking crap. Hacking crap.
Okay, so I got the results from the Jurassic Park poll, and it looks like we got 40% voted for the Triceratops, 20% for the T-Rex, 40% did say other, and I was gonna check out the what people wrote in. Someone wrote in me. I don't know what that means. Whoever wrote that, and then somebody else wrote Velociraptors, knives on their feet, shank shank. So those are the results of our Jurassic Park poll. And thank you for the millions of people that voted in.
Yes, we can't read them all, obviously. So.
Again, that's emptyrent.com, and it'll take you to all our social websites. We just made it simple for everyone, so you don't have to sit here and list a bunch of social media sites. The same with Jesse, same with Unheard. All our emails, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook handles, everything is just there in one nice convenient spot.
Emptyrant.com.
Looks good, man.
You know what time it is? You know what time it is right now? You know what we're about to play?
No, I don't. What are you about to play?
I think you know.
I don't know.
Tell me. Let's get your music paused here on your backboard here, baby girl. Why don't you go ahead and turn that music down? Oh, look at you. You don't know how to operate an iPad. I don't know. Jesse, do your daughters know how to work an iPad?
Yeah, my 6-year-old has an iPad and an iPhone.
Take a picture of Tony right now because he's doing horrible at. You hear this music? He can't turn it off right now. Oh, he's exiting out of the app completely. He's just like, turn off the iPad.
Who's stuck in this thing?
You know, there's actually a thing I put in the pocket was about kids under the age of 12. How it's basically like watching porn. Having a child use a tablet, it rewires their brain.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of the same. The plasticity that takes
only-
place, neuroplasticity.
To only get pleasure from electronic devices?
It's something like that. Yeah.
So
It's the same concept.
The rest of your life is dull, or
No, it's more like it's the bright screen. Like you almost become like a bug. That's this reward center. Whenever you see a bright screen, you're like automatically rewarded in your head.
That makes sense.
You actually become rewired. So
We do our like time limits and stuff
yeah,
like that.
arguing.
oh yeah,
If you ever seen kids arguing at a restaurant and the mom pulls out some iPads and hands it to them and they automatically quiet down, that's part of that.
Yeah.
And that thing from there is just like, oh, iPad, boom, calm down, rewiring, you're reprogramming your kids.
So I forget you have children that you raise. You have time limits for electronic devices.
Who, me?
See, yeah, you're the only one with children.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're those parents. I mean, a lot of people are like, don't understand why she has. But yeah, she has an iPad and an iPhone. She's allowed to use the iPad only on the weekends. The weekdays, maybe for like homework purposes or something, but she rarely needs it. And then the iPhone is just like when we're traveling, like on the go, like she can use it at home, like to play games, but she can't watch movies or Netflix on it. And like only educational games like during the week.
That's cool, man.
How responsible.
That's
It's not
very.
just free reign.
Yeah, at least you put a limit to it. My sister will just let her son spend as much time as he wants on his tablet. I have a cousin that does the same thing. And you notice like the behavioral issues that are tied to that right away. I've
Yeah.
met the daughter, very well behaved, very well mannered.
Oh, nice.
So,
Good
yeah.
job, Jesse.
He's doing something right with his life. That's all I'm saying. He's a good guy. Tony, you shouldn't judge him so much.
Yeah, Tony. Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you.
Oh yeah, by the way, I need to get your address after the podcast's over. I have a huge stack of old Star Wars junk comics I want to get rid of.
His face just lit up right now. He's like, oh, really? And then I heard a thud come from under the table. I don't know what that's about. You have to go. You need to excuse yourself to clean up.
No.
Oh, okay. No, you good? Okay.
Yeah, I'm right.
You're good.
Oh, yeah, sure. All right. We'll take care of business.
I will be in town this weekend if you wanted to hand them to me, and I
Oh
bring 'em-
yeah, that would be easier.
That's also just throwing that out there.
I am homeless right now, but
Whatever.
Yeah, that would be easier.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a deal.
What else do we have here? I have a few other things in here, but I don't really feel like going through them on the Pocket. Also, Empty Ranters, you can go. We use the Pocket app, and you can see the RSS feed on the side of the front page, which displays all our articles that are in the Pocket that we're discussing. Just FYI.
that's cool.
Maybe we just leave it alone. I don't know. You think we should jump into our game? You want to do this?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down, man. I'm down for it. And I got a little. I put this together. It's a little
Yeah.
something.
Get me in the mood, Miguel.
Me and the boys
Get me
put
in the
together
mood
back
for
in the
this.
studio. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just play right now. You ready?
Is that a porn? Or just battle? Or just battle?
Acting.
Bad out. Bad out. Or just battle? Or just bad acting? Bad acting.
Tony says it's way too long. I love it.
Just the 1 second of that bad acting
I
over
get
and
it.
over.
I get it. I'm gonna play it again for you. I like the beginning because
I like it.
you know that's another article I had to bring up was that this is the first time in history where paid subscriptions to Pandora and Spotify have actually outnumbered. How would you put? Have risen above CD sales. So like buying music online and stuff like that,
Yeah.
iTunes and Amazon and stuff like that. So this is the first time that we're actually moving towards this like virtual, like instant play, whatever. And speaking of Spotify, you know, I was segueing into that because Tony found these music links that just play moaning, or it's just porn.
Audio porn, yeah.
Yeah.
Erotic.
And so that's where
he found things.
Laura was listening to it. She's like, "Are you watching porn?" I was like, "I'm doing research." But she didn't understand. I think
Is that a porn? Or just battle?
I like the beginning right here. It's like,
Is that a porn? Or just battle?
I paused it. Okay. So, basically, what we're about to get into, we're
This is
gonna, the usual thing that we always do. I'm gonna play a couple songs. No, I'm gonna play 3 audio clips, and you got to tell me if it's from porn or is it from a movie with bad acting,
Let's do
or video clip with bad acting, not necessarily a porn, right?
I'll try. Yeah.
You get what we're saying here. You get the game. I think you get it.
Because usually there's bad acting in porns, but there's also bad movies out there with bad actors.
Would you say that there have been a few porns that you see good acting in?
I
Have
do
you ever
not-
witnessed good
I-
acting in a
I do
porn?
not recall any acting.
You would
in
be
porn.
our
I usually just skip over all the dialogue and then like get right to like the money shot.
or to the very end when they're just coming on her face.
Well,
Yeah.
the third wave. Yeah, that's the money shot. That's what Jesse said a little more eloquently. You just went with coming on the face.
Yeah. So I'm direct. As part of project management, effective communication.
Yeah.
You knew exactly what I was talking about.
So you're
and
a
we got that.
Taurus. Yeah.
All right. Here's your first clip.
Well, it tastes like old egg.
There's no egg.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it again for you. Here you go.
Okay. Well, it tastes like old egg.
There's no egg.
Okay.
What we got here?
Well, what could she be tasting? I mean,
She's obviously tasting something.
if it's a porn, does cum taste like old egg?
I mean, semen does have
Miguel,
protein in it.
Miguel, what does cum taste like? Does
I know semen definitely has protein, and egg is a protein, so it's possible that old semen may taste similar to old egg.
or
Any
maybe-
initial
Oh
guesses?
God, that's a porn.
Oh,
I accidentally pushed it. No.
what? Did you reveal?
No, I pushed it by accident. Here, I was gonna play
Okay.
this.
Well, it tastes like old egg.
There's no egg.
I pushed the wrong button.
Okay.
Okay.
That second voice, the male voice,
Yeah.
seems like he's coming from behind the camera. So if it's a porn, that's kind of, you would think the girls at the. in
So I'm
front of the
guessing your vote is
camera.
porn?
My vote is porn.
Jesse, can you give us your full analysis along with your guess?
I guess this is a. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say porn. I want to say that this is
Here, man. Why do you think it's a porn?
because it doesn't sound like one, and I know you're trying to pull a fast one.
What? I'll play it one more time for you. Here you go.
Okay, well, it tastes like old egg.
No egg.
Okay.
And she sounds kind of scared. I don't know.
So I made two sound bites for y'all, so I don't just announce it. So it's just like,
Man, that's just some bad acting.
What?
that's actually just a bad act. Yeah.
Oh,
Eh.
from where?
It's a audition clip. For a movie.
For a porn?
No, it's not for a porn.
They have auditions for porn.
Yeah, I know they do.
It didn't seem like she was acting.
I know it's pretty horrible, right?
No,
It's just
but-
some bad acting. Here, okay, here's your second clip.
What tastes
How
like
did you get him to buy that Sony PlayStation?
Yeah, I told him some story about how I was from a broken home and I was oh so poor.
Here we go. Are you
What?
serious?
What do you got? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Like you automatically know what it is. What is your guess right now, since you know?
You've played that before.
There's no way I played this.
You've
before.
played.
How did you get him to buy that Sony PlayStation?
Yeah, I told him some story about how I was from a broken home and I was oh so poor.
Jesse.
I don't remember this.
So, I'm the one who watches gay porn, and that's
I
why
guess
so-
because I don't remember playing this. Jesse doesn't remember it. You obviously remember this audio from somewhere, and that's weird. I mean, it's not weird. Don't get me wrong. If that's your life choice, bro, that's your life choice.
I
Okay.
could have sworn you've played this clip.
I remember there being a gay porn one, but I don't know if it was this one.
Hey man, if that's your life
How
choice,
did you get him to buy that Sony PlayStation?
Yeah, I told him some story about how I was from a broken home and I was oh so poor.
So what do we got, Tony?
It's a gay porn.
All right. You're about what percentage of sure are you?
100%.
Oh, okay, 100%. Jesse, do you differ?
Maybe you played a different part of the clip. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a porn.
You watch a lot of gay porn.
Yo, dog, that's a porn.
Yeah, it was a porn. It was a
Yeah.
porn. Yeah.
So
okay, you did good.
No,
Okay.
you got it from
You know your gay porn.
a previous clip. You
okay.
must.
Yeah. I'm
God.
sorry. You know your porn.
All right.
Hey man, these are your life choices, and I'm not here to judge you, bro. I'm just here to be supportive. Whatever you need me
So
for.
I won.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all that matters.
Oh yeah, I got one. I got one last one for you. Okay, I hope this. I think this one might trick you up a little bit. Hang on, it might be a little loud
Going
at
for
the beginning.
2
Hang
out
on,
of 3.
here we go. Any guesses?
I have a guess. Jesse, you go first.
Can I hear it again?
Yeah, I'll put it a little bit louder. Let's see.
I'm gonna say bad acting.
I want to say Street Fighter.
It
sounds like
so
Street
you want to
Fighter.
get Street Fighter?
It sounds like what was his name? with the green skin. and orange hair.
Oh, is that Goro?
No, that's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I know.
That's that music. It sounds like Street Fighter.
Let's kill the bitch first. She kicked me so hard in the balls, I'll not scream weak.
I'm the suffer from Lesbos. I don't know how the fuck man.
Porn. It's a porn. It's a porn.
Yo, dog, that's a porn.
It was like an action-packed porn. Though.
Yeah.
The full clip is these two people in horrible masks, just it looks like Shrek mask, and that they're wearing, and they're pulling this girl down. They're just like, "Rawr, let's fuck her.
So I was right. It's a green skin. Monster.
You were definitely close in the description, which makes me think if you've seen this porn as well.
So do you know the names of these porns?
This guy definitely gets a. Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't pay attention to the names, but sorry, I don't pay that much close attention to them. Tony could probably look them up real quick. He's looking up something on the iPad. Apparently now he knows how to use the iPad to Google stuff. This is our session that Tony Googled something. Fantastic. So earlier today we had a problem with cats, Jesse, and I don't know if you.
Blanca.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Here we go. Here we go. The damn cats are back, bro. What was that?
I googled.
Oh, Blanca.
Blanca.
These fucking cats. Hang on. Get these fucking cats out of here, man.
All right, I'm gonna get a beer.
You just get mad at me.
I'll play this.
Hey, grab me a beer. Grab me a beer. I'm gonna do a one-on-one session with Jesse right now.
Yeah.
Just gonna talk it over with him. Let me see, Jesse. What do I got lined up on my articles here? So I was reading this thing about how familiar are you with Buddhism?
I explored it a little bit before transitioning to atheism a few years ago. So I got, I guess, a little involved, but I was self-taught in Buddhism, and there's different, I mean, kind of like there's different denominations, just like there is Christianity. And the one that I was experiencing with or experimenting with was Theravada Buddhism.
How do they differ?
I don't recall too much on like the differentiation between the two, or between, I think there's maybe 3 or 4. I'm sure there's more, but the 3 main ones.
Interesting.
There's different.
Taoism?
I don't want to say like paths, but I mean, there's kind of like different rules and like guidelines, just like there is, with variations of Christianity. They don't necessarily believe in something else, but they believe there's a different way to get there, or there's different rituals and guidelines that they follow. Obviously, Buddhism is a path to enlightenment, so it's just an ongoing or a continuous journey. So those are like minimal differences, and I think they're based on like regions. They're not, it's geographical.
Okay, because I see wisdom, ethical conduct. Oh, that might be something else. I'm looking up on Wikipedia, acting like I know.
I was actually learning more about it. Like,
are you a Buddhist?
No.
No?
I was listening to podcasts.
Do you have something against Buddhism
though? No. But the whole like conflict with I guess Christianity is Buddhism is all about kind of getting away from the self and kind of getting rid of the concept that there is a self and kind of becoming one with everything. But in Christianity, the self is very important, so that you can, do the Lord's work and be one with, I don't know, like try to.
So what is not the band Nirvana, but Nirvana plays into this, right? Nirvana is the state, not the band, but it's part of Buddhism, and I'm reading here, means cessation, extinction, ignorance, and therefore suffering, and the cycle of involuntary rebirths. But it says in Sanskrit, rebirths is samsara. Have you seen that movie, Samsara? It's just like a continuous it shoots different scenes from around the world. But anyways, getting away from that. And the reason I brought that up is I heard Pat Robertson. You all know who Pat Robertson is?
Oh.
Favorite guy?
Yeah.
He's a good guy. And
okay, Pat, this is Tina, who says, I work in an environment where all of my coworkers are Buddhists. They talk about Buddhism all day long and try to preach to me. It didn't matter much to me before, but since I recommitted myself to Jesus a year ago, it has started to bother me a lot. I remember our pastor telling us to teach others about Jesus so that they too can receive the salvation. However, every time I approach my coworkers, they end up offending me in ways that I feel are criticizing the Word of God. But if I argue, I end up offending them. What should I do? Should I continue to insist on helping them or get a different job? Also, is this a sign that this is not what I'm created to do, to minister to others?
Look,
here, classic Pat
if you are healthy and there's a mild contagion around you, the chances are you won't get it. But if you put yourself in the middle of a hospital ward where everybody has that disease except you, sooner or later you will be infected by it. Now, there's one thing for you to be ministering to somebody who's of a different persuasion. But if you're in the middle of hundreds and hundreds of people who believe that way, you've got an uphill fight. And I think your best thing at that point is to withdraw with dignity. Get out of that environment because they're going to get to you before you get to them. All right.
Pat Robertson there. So this is part of the podcast you put me on. Was it? Did we listen to the same one then?
Yes.
Was it?
Duncan Tressel's Family Hour.
Yeah, Duncan Trussell Family Hour. Excellent podcast.
Really great, expanding your mind.
Really good at with words, man. That guy is just awesome. But one thing that I took from that was he had this guy that knew a lot more about Buddhism than I know, that probably ever will know. But he talked about how himself questions like, who am I? And it really made me go into this train of thought at work. And when he was questioning who am I, because we live in a fluid state that even every millisecond our body's replicating cells. And it's like we're never the same person as time progresses. We're never the same person. So we're constantly changing, just like a wave in the ocean. We live in this fluid state that's constantly going. And it really made me think about just who does it mean to be Tony, or does it mean to be Miguel? All of us are in this to win it. We're all, sounds like someone's peeing up there, right? No, but we're all in this timeline together. And so the meaning of life would be purely based on love, as a love-based lifestyle where all of us care for one another because we're going through this period of time together. Yeah. So
oneness.
That's kind of what I took out of at work.
Yeah.
I kind of was messing with my head a little bit because I've been questioning what is the meaning of life, especially when we're doing this whole thing like this rat race, trying to get a job and trying to move from our current locations and stuff like that. And it's like you end up spending so much of your week looking for a job, spending so much time online just applying to what seems like endless forums or something like that. I don't know. It's just like you're filling out these online applications, and then you have to upload your freaking resume, and then after that, it's always another step, and then you have to decide: do I want to add a cover letter? Do I not? Do you think they're gonna look at it? And then it gets to the section where it's asked: are you a Hispanic, Latino? And then it skips to the next part: are you a white American? Are you Pacific Islander? And it's just like same fucking questions you get all the time. And then it says: are you a male, a female? Do you not wish to answer this? I'm like, yeah, let me put that. Are you a veteran?
Disability?
Are you a protected veteran? I was like, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, do you have a disability? And it's like, well, what is a disability? Does my ADHD count as a disability? Then I'm like, I don't think it does, but does it? I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it.
So yeah, we get to the point where you just start overthinking like what we're doing, and I'm glad we have this podcast where I can just come down, sit down, and talk to this awesome crew of individuals, and just regurgitated thought regurgitated.
Anyway, but yeah, so you're talking about Buddhism. That's what it's about, just kind of getting rid of that self, that ego, and kind of becoming there's this
everybody
idea of the Buddha and acting like the Buddha, and I guess it's kind of like Jesus Christ, I guess, because the Buddha loves, and so does Jesus Christ.
I was really able to relate it to. I like how I put it that we're all a fluid motion, like the ocean, because certain waves wouldn't reach their height without the rest of the ocean there. Think about that. So, the momentum of the ocean is all dependent on each other, and that energy is transitioned throughout the ocean. And if we treat that as our society, that positive reflect and the positive chi and whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's all upon us as one society because we're all passing it. The thing is, we live in this era where we have this economic backdrop that we're constantly having to increase the amount of money in our bank accounts. We're just wanting to increase that money without taking some real time. And this is one of the reasons I've remained in good relations with Tony, because I feel like he's one individual that takes time to smell the roses. He definitely is. And very simplified lifestyle, very simplistic. And he's just like, that's how I feel. That might not be on Tony, but I don't know. When I observe him and his behavior and stuff like that, I'm like, this guy just like, it's something, nothing ruins this guy's day, basically. I mean, it takes something just very, I don't know, something he cares about very much, and that's the only way that it would affect his life. If something he cared about a lot was affected negatively, it affects him negatively. Other than that, doesn't really give a fuck. And it's just like our person that wrote in on our website. It's just like
it's you and Lost Boy want to be like me, the whole world, all those millions of listeners out there.
So we call it Tonyism.
Yeah, there you go.
Cheers to Tonyism. There we go. Bravo.
But so Jesse, you have children. Miguel's about to have a child. What do you do when raising somebody and you're actually going to input some kind of belief structure in that? I mean, or is that even necessary anymore? Do you want to let them figure it out for themselves?
I do, and that's an interesting topic, and it's funny that you bring it up because, so I was raised Catholic, and my early childhood years, I actually was sent to live in San Angelo with my grandmother to attend a Catholic school, and during and after high school, I was very involved in the church, where I eventually became one of the religious educators. So there was a really high point for me, and then I explored atheism and Buddhism, like just mentioned, and then I made my way back to Catholicism. And then I was getting my hair cut the other day, and my grandmother, she works at a salon, and she just told me that after like 60 plus years, she's no longer Catholic, and she tried to basically convert me, like while sitting in the chair. And that I mean, it's an interesting concept, how she just went this whole, and she was like apologizing for raising me Catholic pretty much, and she was saying, of course you didn't have a choice, I feel bad. So it was a weird and uncomfortable conversation, and I was just avoiding it. But I mean, it's an interesting point, like, do you?
And you what is her current beliefs?
I guess it's non-denominational. So her point of leaving the Catholic Church was, I think it had something along the lines of one of the commandments being "Thou shalt not worship, false gods before me." And I guess there's a lot of emphasis in the Catholic Church about like saints and the Virgin Mary. And I guess it finally just made her uncomfortable to the point where she started exploring other denominations, and she found this non-denominational church that, there's a very rare mention of, obviously there's no saints, but her belief is, I believe in God, I want to pray to Him, I don't want to waste my time, with all these angels and saints, etc. So I mean, I get why she did it, and I really don't have a problem with it, but it was just strange hearing her tell me, hey, I know this is what I've taught you since day one, but I was wrong pretty much. So it was a weird conversation.
It's one of these states is part of Buddhism that once you learn to avoid, I guess, the misuse of time, you can never go back to that state of wasting your life. Like, you're constantly going to be questioning it. And for me, it reminded me that of when you had this conversation with your mom, because after that conversation, you'll never go back to a time where that was like a struggle, or maybe you even wondered what she thought. And she can't go back to like stating of not trying to convert you or move you away from that. I don't know, when it comes to the Catholic Church, I do have appreciation for its structure. Of the many reasons that I've heard for people to convert away from it, that definitely comes up a lot. It's idolatry. Is that it? Idolatry?
Yeah.
Idolatry? She said.
Idolatry.
There's an understanding that goes with that between the difference of veneration and adoration, and people who usually move away from the church for that reason don't have a full understanding of the differences between the two. And that just goes with really anything of that understanding. Not that I'm standing up for the Catholic Church or not, but for me, it's just like, if I was going to be an organized religion, it has to be super organized like the Catholic Church, because it's overly structured. That's just the way I saw it. Once I got away from the Catholic Church, it was just like, okay, now I'm away from organized religion, period, because nothing else really makes sense to me. You know? I don't know.
I
Yeah.
just that one time we went to the shrine in San Juan. It's this big church in the valley, but they have this giant shrine to Virgin Mary, and then my dad's like, "Oh yeah, go pray to the Virgin Mary." I was like, "I've never done that. Like, I'll only prayed to God." And yeah, I had just started like, "Oh hey, Jesus, God." Like I never really, com- uh, I had just had them combine, and then I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll pray to Virgin Mary." I was just like, "Hi." It was,
Yeah.
I've never.
Well, I
thought
get
of
the
that.
understanding there, and part of that is, you wouldn't have the Son of God without the Virgin Mary. You got those like independent and dependent factors that are at play, right? You have Jesus that was dependent on Mary for the fact that he wouldn't have been able to become man, supposedly, right? And then the other way is like, well, Mary wouldn't have been forgiven for her um, original sin without Jesus dying on the cross. So they become a blurred line between becoming independent of each other, but also, becoming dependent on each other, but also being independent from each other. And I know a lot of people that had a problem with the Catholic Church was it defaulted back to that. Not only the angels, but more towards
separating from God.
But also, yeah, the
Other
time that time was focused on the Virgin Mary, that her name was even mentioned at all. But then around Christmas time, everybody's putting a Virgin Mary at their church, so everybody becomes Catholic around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Holiday Catholics.
We got into religious talk. Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse.
Oh yeah. I didn't know I was at fault here.
So, did your the conversation with your mother, did that have an
Grandma.
impact on your?
It
Oh, it's your grandma. Sorry.
Yeah, it was my grandmother. I don't really know what my denomination or what I guess faith structure my mom has at the moment, because I mentioned a few episodes back, my mother's gay and she brought me up in the Catholic Church. So I went through, the whole nine, First Communion, confirmation, all that. So I don't know really where she's at with that. She always tells me she's praying for me. She always suggests that, I pray about it. But I don't want to, I don't know. I mean, it's a unique situation, I guess, with my family. So, I mean, I really don't know. As far as how that made me feel, like I said, it really just made me feel uncomfortable because I don't like talking about religion, I guess, at all, especially with my family, because everybody, has their own opinions, and I don't know.
Conversation with your grandma, did that affect your beliefs in any way?
No, it didn't, because even when I was an atheist, I understood the concept of praying to saints and etc. for intercessions. That was never, when I debated with Christians while an atheist, I brought up a lot of valid points, but that was never one of them. So I've always understood that part of the Catholic Church, so I've never used it as like ammunition. So
Right. Yeah, I don't know. When I look back on like my transition away from the church, I remember even when I was getting my master's, I had a friend named Sergio, and he quickly moved away from the church. His family, I think, for the most part, was Catholic, and whenever I talked to him about it, he just like, well, I don't understand how, because during church, the consecration of the bread, it's like it doesn't make sense how like something's coming into the bread and living in that, and then it being passed on to you. And I thought that was still like even that was just a very generic and not really forward-thinking reason for not wanting to believe in the church, or not wanting to believe in God or even follow the church, is your confusion with if the body's being consecrated, because you went through First Communion and confirmation, and I mean, if you fully believe in the faith, then like where the metaphysical faith has to come into play for you to follow through with this. And he started struggling there, and I really never heard back on like what he truly believes or not. For me, I went to RCIA with my wife because she wanted to look into becoming converted Catholic. And while there, I actually I have to say that my move away from organized religion was a result of the whole period of me trying to convert my wife, trying to get her, and it became this thing like we actually were debating, and it could even lead to arguments between us, and I was like, if this, if God is making us fight, what happens if I just get rid of God altogether? And that's been part of our relationship has never been better, and I've never been further away from the church. So as a scientist, I'm doing these like analysis of like the surroundings and what is affecting that, and I have to attribute that as one of the factors why we were fighting so much, because we had different ideological beliefs, and still now we go to non-denominational churches, and I find myself like having to appreciate it but also be respectful while there, because always result what always gets me is when the rest of the congregation there at the church, and how deeply involved other people are getting, and then when people are the priest up there, or it's not a priest, it's a pastor, starts asking for money, and then it's like, if you really love God, you'll give money, and that's what always draws me. I'm just like, okay, I can't do that. But I get why Laura goes, and to some degree, there's been a few times I've actually put on a few Joel Osteen podcasts. It's purely for the positive message. Now, if you take away the God factor, and you treat these individuals as motivational speakers, and you're just trying to hear a good message, you listen to the news, you're constantly hearing negative. You turn to someone that's a motivational speaker that not only so much is speaking for a spiritual sense, but you also have someone that's helping your mindset in a sense of like meditation, almost like really get you into a different kind of thing. Just like reading the horoscopes, if we read those, and we see that this positive message is going to impact us in our life, and maybe even lead us to a better lifestyle or better choices, or a more positive outlook throughout the day, then why not read your horoscope, even if your astrology sign is wrong? So that is my rant on that.
Yep. Do what makes you happy.
Do what makes you happy.
In the eyes of the Lord.
In the eyes.
Buddha.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't really answer your question, Tony. As far as my kids go, I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, we kind of got away from that.
Yeah. I mean, I would have no objections to, whatever denomination, or, I come from a pretty diverse family, so I've learned, like, sexual orientation and everything is just it's real open in my family, so it's kind of just like whatever you want to do. We pretty much, everybody respects everybody. I know my grandparents had a hard time dealing with my mother coming out, and it wasn't really like a nice little meet and greet where everybody, was like there, and she's like, oh, hey, I'm gay. It was like we all knew, but nobody said anything, and then we just kind of accepted it. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, as far as the kids go, yeah, I'm pretty open with whatever choice that they make.
As long as they're like good, healthy choices, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, exactly. As long as they're like, have a good foundation, and I mean, even if they chose like, I don't know, Satanism or something, as long as they're not like going out and like harming people, I really could care less.
I'm just wondering about like, what does that mean? Does that mean you introduce them to different ones, or just kind of avoid the topic, or just say, hey, these are the options, like, here's a pamphlet for each religion, and just give
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, as of now, I'm Catholic, so that means you're Catholic. When you are at an age to, understand the concept of different religions, and, free thinking, and make a decision on your own, then that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna.
What age do you think that's happening?
Well, I mean, like, where I was going with the conversation, I'm not gonna like go drop you off at the Baptist church down the street and go to Catholic church and then go pick you back up. So, I mean, it's probably gonna take you getting a vehicle and going out and doing this on your own. I'm not gonna make arrangements
to
go out of my way to take you. I mean, if it's like not interrupting like our schedule or whatever. But
Gotcha.
As long
so
as
yeah,
it's inconvenience to you, your child can believe whatever they want.
pretty much. I mean, yeah, I mean it's my household, so I mean this is what I believe in. So I mean, and the same thing.
Go ahead.
And the same thing with the diet, because I'm a vegetarian. My wife, for the most part, is vegetarian. My kids eat meat, but when they come home, if I've prepared a meal, and you're hungry, it doesn't have meat. So when you want to start eating meat, it's going to take you getting a driver's license and being able to go get your meal yourself if you don't want to eat what I cook. So same rules apply for all the way from diet to religion in my household.
I dig.
No, I get it. That's one of the questions. I've thought about that too, because as Laura's still believes in God, and I do not, that's gonna eventually come up. It's even starting with like, are we gonna dedicate or baptize the child and stuff like that. And like, I'm down for whatever, And I told Laura I'll be respectful and even do that to a child, but if when it gets to I keep saying it sounds weird to say. Gets to that age, and of asking what my beliefs are, I don't know how to gauge that. Like, at what point are they going to be fully able to understand? Because I feel like I wasn't fully able to understand it all till the past couple of years,
Yeah. Or your whole life, maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
and still now, I'm like, I don't know what I believe. Do what makes you happy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird because my oldest is 6 years old, and when she was baptized, I was an atheist, so I didn't participate at all. And now that I'm Catholic again, the second child I have, we just haven't even made the time or arrangements to baptize her. So now that I'm back in the church, I haven't made arrangements to follow through with what I guess I missed out on the first one.
Oh, interesting.
Cool, man. Well, you got some Indian music? You got. By the way, Tony was playing Creed Higher while we were talking about religion. I don't know if that's faith or what's going on there, but it was a little interesting listening to it.
Well,
you got nothing for me.
Yeah.
You do nothing. Whew. This is a good. I feel like this was a real good episode, guys. The Three Musketeers back at it. Took me back to episode 2.
Hell yeah. Empty brand.
For those of y'all that have stayed on listening, appreciate it. You can find this episode as well as all our other episodes and affiliated spin-offs. I say that with quotes. On emptyrant.com. All our information's on there. And it makes my life very simple right now because I can just tell you emptyrant.com for all your needs. And also you can write to us and ask Tony for advice about your life. We have a Dear Tony column going on.
Free of charge. You got a problem, send me an email, emptyrant.com.
Very knowledgeable. He has a lot of life experience.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a life coach for about 20 years now. He started when he was, 6?
Well, I am the youngest person on this podcast. But yes, the most life experience.
You're the youngest, yet the oldest at the same time.
Yeah.
Very wise, Tony. You have an old soul to you. Have you ever been told that?
I have, several times, actually.
I can see that.
No, you definitely have an old soul to you. Maybe that's why we get along. And also why we don't get along at the same time.
Well, I appreciate it.
Look at that jackass Randall. Dude, Randall, I don't know if he's trolling me or just trying to piss me off, but he's been at it for the past 3 weeks.
He has a life,
he's like,
he's doing great.
He's like, fuck you, I'm doing dinner.
He's in fucking Hawaii.
He's like, I'm in paradise. Why do I want to spend time indoors on your stupid podcast? I was like, oh, why are you being so mean, man? Just say you don't want to be on it tonight.
Like, look outside the beach and beautiful sunrise.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, fuck you, pay me. I was like, oh, okay. You gotta be it. Anyways, any last words, Tony? Last thoughts?
Fly straight. keep on the
Fly
straight and narrow.
This guy said fly straight.
Keep on trucking, everybody. Please participate in the show as much as you want. Get in touch with us. We would love to hear what content you would like to hear.
Yes, definitely. And if you would like to be on the show, just email us. Because especially if you're a female, we fast track your requests.
Right.
So
Fast track your requests.
Hopefully Lauren will be able to join us next week. We'll see.
You said Laura.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Lauren. Yeah. You know what I meant. Jesse, any last thoughts? You wanna leave people
Food for thought? No, I don't know. I need suggestions for the last page. Like I said, I only read one book this week, so find us on emptyrant.com / what is it? The last page?
Last page, yeah.
Okay.
If you could leave us with one thought that the whole world would hear right now, what would it be?
On the spot.
Hail Hydra.
There you go.
I don't know what that means. Who's Hell Hydra?
All right, everybody. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Empty Rant.